Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, September 28th. It's a beautiful morning here at Waynedale Baptist Church. Hope that you're blessed in the Lord. I want to work with you through today's devotion. It's titled Never Enough and is from Ecclesiastes chapter 1. The devotion, even before we read the passage, I want to say the devotion really kind of gets to the heart of the matter that so many of us face, and that is that in this life, we all have these aspirations and wants and things that we want to obtain, things that we want to experience. But once we obtain those things, once we experience those things, they don't have the lasting effect that we always convinced ourselves that they would. There's only one thing that really ultimately satisfies the human heart, and that is a relationship with God. So let me read the passage to you. Ecclesiastes 1, verses 1 through 11. It says, "The words of the preacher, the son of David, king in Jerusalem. Vanity of vanities, says the preacher, vanity of vanities, all is vanity. What advantage does man have in all his work which he does under the sun? A generation goes and a generation comes, but the earth remains forever. Also, the sun rises and the sun sets, and hastening to its place, it rises there again. Blowing toward the south, then turning toward the north, the wind continues swirling along, and on its circular courses the wind returns. All the rivers flow into the sea, yet the sea is not full. To the place where the rivers flow, there they flow again. All things are wearisome. Man is not able to tell it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor is the ear filled with hearing. That which has been is that which will be, and that which has been done is that which will be done. So there is nothing new under the sun. Is there anything of which one might say, 'See this? It is new'? Already it has existed for ages, which were before us. There's no remembrance of earlier things, and also of the later things which will occur. There will be for them no remembrance among those who will come later still." So Solomon writes Ecclesiastes as an old man that's reflecting back over his life, and he realizes that the things that he has invested so much labor and time and energy into, it's like wash, rinse, repeat. The wind comes from the east and it goes to the west, and then it starts at the east again. The river flows into the sea, and then when you go back to its source, the water is there again. There's just this recycling effect that happens in the human life. And what we don't realize oftentimes is that we were built, we were engineered, we were designed to work towards an end. But here on earth, there's no end. Everything just kind of seems to go over and repeat over and over and over again. And we never get to the destination that our heart longs for. The destination that our heart longs for is ultimately the person and city of God. Frank Borman commanded the first space mission that circled the moon. He wasn't impressed. The trip took 2 days both ways. Frank got motion sickness and threw up. He said being weightless was cool for 30 seconds. Then he got used to it. Up close, he found the moon drab and pockmarked with craters. His crew took pictures of the gray wasteland, then became bored. Frank went where no one had gone before, but it wasn't enough. If he quickly tired of an experience that was out of this world, perhaps we should lower our expectations for what lies in this one. The teacher of Ecclesiastes observed that no earthly experience delivers ultimate joy. The eye never has enough of seeing, nor the ear its fill of hearing. We may feel moments of ecstasy, but our elation soon wears off, and we seek the next thrill. Frank had one exhilarating moment when he saw the earth rise from the darkness behind the moon like a blue and white swirling marble. Our world sparkled in the sun's light. Similarly, our truest joy comes from the sun shining on us. Jesus is our life, the only ultimate source of meaning, love, and beauty. Our deepest satisfaction comes from out of this world. Our problem, we can go all the way to the moon, yet still not go far enough. Reminds me of many years ago, before I was a Christian, before Andrea and I were married. For years, I had wanted a particular model of car. I won't tell you what it is or what it was because it would date me, but I had wanted this particular model of car. I knew what color I wanted it in. I knew what wheels I wanted it. And I saved and worked all the overtime I could get, and ate peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for lunch so I could save my money and finally purchased this car. And I got the car and I loved it. It was absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I loved every detail about it. And, for weeks, I would spend my evenings after work just driving around, taking long drives in the country, going to different destinations because I loved this car. And that was great fun that summer. June, July, and August. Now I'm 3 or 4 car payments in. The car has a couple of little nicks up on the front from rocks that got flipped up on it from trucks on the road. It didn't shine quite as bright as it once did. The car had become just a way to get from point A to point B, but the payments continued. The loan became burdensome. And so it is with life. We put so much investment in wanting for things, wanting for stuff. And they make us happy for a short season, but it never, ever, ever lasts. You find the man or woman of your dreams, and one day you realize that they too have warts. You buy the car that you've always wanted, and then eventually it just becomes another mode of transportation. You move into the neighborhood that you'd always idealized, and you realize that the neighbors there have problems just like the place that you lived at before. You come to the church that you think is absolutely perfect, and then one day you realize that every church is made up of imperfect people. Things here on earth are not meant to bring ultimate, satisfying, lasting gratification. Only God can do that. So, let's do what the writer of the Hebrews said. Let's fix our eyes upon Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. If Jesus is the thing that we're always wanting next, if Jesus is the thing that our heart truly craves, we'll never be let down. Things will never grow dull. We will never become burdened with life when Jesus is the center of it. That is a great lesson, and I think that it's one that's understandable for all of us, and if we can really put it to work in our lives, we'll see a real paradigm shift happen in our contentment, in our priorities, and in our satisfaction. God bless you. Have a great day. I'll see you later.